Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another page in the Can Matsuda coloring book, and we're going to do the frog. I'm going to do them with a little bit of distress ink first. So I have two greens. This is Rustic Wilderness, which is a new color, and Peel Paint, which I've used on just about every other page I've done. So we're going to first off with the Rustic Wilderness here. It's a nice deep green. I have this is what you call a mini blending tool by Tim Holtz, and we're just going to ink up that one little edge there. Get a lot of ink on there, and we're just going to kind of go down into these areas that have the darkest color on them, and just use that edge, go down where the dark is, put it down on the paper, and just bring it around, twisting the tool so it's just tracing out those lines, leaving the other lines alone, and just kind of going around and giving him a nice deep kind of a green color here. I'd rather give him a mossy color, but I had ordered that and it hasn't come in yet, so I have to wait on that one. And let's see, I was going to get a picture up on a frog, see where we want all greens, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. He has kind of like this mossy green stuff growing on him, and we're going to lightly tap that on there and just get some color on that moss, but under it we're going to draw and go down his arm a little bit, and in the dark of his leg over here, bring that up, and underneath the little pollywog, bring it up there, bring it up on this arm, and just get down a little bit on his foot, his knee here, kind of in this little wrinkle, and then again just kind of tap it around on the mossy area. Move a little shadow underneath this little frog here so we can put some of that there, and we can put a little on that frog while we're here, just right in that area. Okay, then we're up on this side and we're adding it right into that dark again. Dab, dab, dab. Up on his head, we're going to dab it on that moss and darken it on his eye and that eye. Okay, let's see, a little more down here. We are going to be using pencil on this too, so a little more on this guy, maybe a little on his tummy here, and we'll get this little guy up here too. Okay. I think that looks good for right now. I just got it all over my fingernail. Well, wipes right off. No, I gotta take this pad off because that belongs to that one. Get another pad here that has green on it. Hopefully. I know I have one. There we go. Green. And this will be a lighter green. So we're just going to kind of go over the same areas. It's got a little more yellow in it. And blend that up. So how are you all doing? Hope you're all well. Bring it down his toes a little bit. And a little up here on his nose, under his eyes, and a little under his lip there. And the same with the guy up here. Get a little of that color on him. This little guy down here too. And we can put a little of this in the polywog. Don't blend them in, but we want it to have a little green too. Okay. Then I'm going to take a little pink. This is the Kitsch Flamingo. I do have a pad under here, but I want to use a smaller stick applicator because it has a smaller point on it. It is the same kind of foam as what's on these, but they're put on a dowel and they are stuck on with, hopefully I have a new set and the glue is a little better, who knows. So that's a really bright pink. We're going to put a little bit of that on his tummy. Up here in his mouth. I'm going to get that worked in a little bit better. Turn that whole thing pink. We didn't get any of that other color down into that foot. Put a little pink on this guy too. And we're going to put a little pink in the baby over here. Hopefully you can see all this. Okay. I'm going to bring back in the darker of the greens. This is the Rustic Wilderness. I'm going to use this little one here. What I mean by loading it up, if you notice, it's only inked around the edge. There's not much ink in the center. So I just take it over to a scrap that I have on my desk and I push it down a few times to get that ink distributed all the way through that, so you don't end up with a circle with no color in it. Okay, we're going to take this and we're going to go down and around the eyes here. Okay, we're going to add a little brown in with that, so we will find I have a little brushed corduroy here. I'm going to go ahead and use that green. I'm going to go on the little corner here, get some of that color in there, and put that in the eye too. Kind of gives us a little olive coloration there. Okay, I'm going to throw a little of that in this moss up here, and kind of going up into the leaves, into the mushrooms. And into his shadow areas down here. And up here. Down around here. Just blends nicely with the green we got going on. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is open both of these together. So I have both of them open, and I'm going to go in and mix the colors on this little top here. So I dab into both. We'll get a little more green on there, but it'll be mixed with the brown. Okay, and then we'll do this little guy here. And a little in this guy over here. And of course we're going to work on this little guy up here too, so we can get him a little more color. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. We're going to darken just this guy down here a little more. Okay, so that was brushed corduroy being mixed in with the Rustic Wilderness. And then I have to get a tiny bit more of the peeled paint because I forgot to do his toes on this foot. So we'll get that done. All right. We can probably throw a little of this up into these leaves we've got. I believe only 3 leaves. A bunch of, oh, there's one hiding over here. So we'll get a stick for that. Load that up. Okay, and this is what I mean by the circle going on the outside and you don't have any ink in the center. You want to get it so it has ink all the way through it. Okay, let's see, we'll do this little tiny leaf over here. He's got a little water droplet on him, so we want to avoid the water droplets. I think that one has just one up there. It might have one there. Just get some green on him. It's got one there. There. One over here. Okay, mushrooms are a whole different color. Not quite sure what color I want to do those in, so I'm not going to put any ink on them. And that is what we have so far. So if you will hold on a second, I will get out some pencils. Okay, got out the Polychromos. I got a whole section of green. Let's see, olive green yellowish, chrome green opaque, permanent green olive, earth green yellowish, chrome oxide green, light green, and earth green. Between all those colors, I'm sure we can get the frog shaded in, along with his moss. And then I brought out 2 colors. They're the flesh tones medium and light to grade in the pink. Okay. All that said, let's do a little bit of the pink work. So we have the pink belly. It's not really connected to the green in some areas, so we're just going to lightly bring that down with the medium flesh. And blend it in. Go right over the green ink. And you'll get that little color coming through there. Just really lightly. And up here on his little lip. Okay, then we'll bring in the light flesh and shade it in this way. Again, really lightly. And our frog's got some little wrinkles coming in here, so we're just going to take it right over that wrinkle line and bring it into his center portion here. And he's got some like little bumpies here. Just going to kind of follow those in. And get that color in here. A little over here by his cheeks on the outer edges of his mouth. We'll do a little of that on this guy too. And a tiny bit on this guy. Okay, then the medium flush again, or the light, sorry. Okay, now we're going to start going motorcycle in with, and this is the earth green yellowish. Kind of in the darker areas here. This is really pretty close to the peeled paint. Get that little foot a little greener. It wasn't terribly green. And before I get too far, we need to get these leaves green, so I know where they are. Okay, just kind of going around and just adding a little bit of it. Right over that pink. Okay, get a little darker color. So we're going to go in with the olive green yellowish. Guess they're all going to have the word yellowish in them. Going to add that in the eye here. Just darken those areas. This here is dark also, so we want to darken that up. Get some of that in the moss up there. We have some trees going up there, or trees. Try to lighten those up just a bit. Some foliage. So we're going to go around his tummy here on this guy and try to avoid those. That is his arm here, and his arm here. His little feet coming out over here. And we want his forehead here dark and then coming lighter down here, but we want to have some of that same color coming down into here, and then darker up in here with our moss. Make sure we accent where we want the darkness in our eyes here. Okay, then go down and darken all the shadow lines here and feather out your coloring into the ink that we laid down. Okay. Then we want to keep going down this side of the arm. So just in the darkest areas, we want to kind of give this arm some depth. It's going to be really dark under here. Heavy pressure and then just lighten it as you come out. Follow those little lines. Same over here. And that one comes down to his feet. They're hiding under there. Going to darken it here around our little tadpole. And underneath our little tadpole. We'll put a little in our tadpole. And not, but, and this guy. Last but not least, that's what I was going to say. We want to darken him up. I think he's standing on his toe there, so I'm going to have to do something about that toe. You can't see it. Shading those little plants there. Okay. And I don't know if we shaded him up too much up here, but we want to do that too. Okay. Then we have the chrome oxide green. Going back in those areas that we darkened already. Bring some of that up into that leaf. I don't think I did this side of the leg, did I? We're going to go back in with the olive green yellowish. Make sure you shadow both sides of the frog. Whoops. Because we did not do down here. Okay. Now in with the darker. It's a little heavier green with some blue tones in it. I'm just adding it wherever I think I need a little brighter green in here. Okay. Now we want to add in a little grayish tone, earth green, and we're going to bring it just kind of up here into his lip. down into his toes. And that's his other toe. And you're standing on one of his toes. Okay, toes are done. Bring some of that up here into this leaf. So I want it to travel up and down the page since we're kind of in a limited palette here. Blend that moss. This moss got really dark up here. Just going to erase some of that. We'll erase some of it down here too so it'll match. And some of this over here. There we go. Really should not be rubbing my hands over that. I need a yellow. So we're going to pick out cadmium yellow lemon. Do these guys' toes. I want him to show up a little bit more. So I'm going to add a little brightness to him. Sorry, move the camera. I'm just going to add it in here to highlight all those little areas. Very lightly. On our toesies and our knee here, elbow, in our moss. Okay, so far so good. We're going to get a little black here too. Yep, his eyes. Going to have them come out here a little bit more like a froggy eye, and here. So we're going to come out on this side. And this portion is our eye. It's just going to be a hint because the artist made these really big eyes. So down here, and our widow guy gets a little eye too. Now I'm going to take the black I'm going to really darken up some of these areas. Okay, this area is going to be really dark. It's under him, and I think that means I have to lighten up the other area here. So I am going to erase a little bit of color there. Oh, that's going to break. It's got to go in a little further than that. Not that far. Boy, I'm doing good today. It's getting a little warm in the house. Air conditioner should kick on pretty soon. Okay, this area here. There we go. That gives his arm a little bit more brightness, and then we're going to darken under where the arm comes down. So it comes down here. We're just going to darken this because it's going to be the heaviest shadowed area. Just like under here. We'll have to put a little of that up here to touch. Okay, under here, and on this side over on the other arm. Okay. We're going to darken his eyes up here. Then we have those little flowers, leaves. So if I can do that, I can see him a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, his eyes. Oh boy, I don't know. Well, I can try to get them a little blacker here, at least this one. Then we'll put another color in there. I don't want to do pink. I really should wait. Yeah, I think I'll wait. So this one comes down. Should go out there a little bit more. There. Okay, the area here is going to be colored a different color. So it won't be green. It could be like a more beige or a blue color. It depends if I bring blue into the frog or if I bring a turquoise or something. That might be working. We have a turquoise in here, don't we? Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of a turquoise color. Bring a little of that in there. We can throw some of that around in here too. And then we'll blend that in. Since I just put it willy-nilly, we have a light phthalo green. Okay, and then we'll just go back in with our earth green yellowish. That will tone it down a bit. But still let us see it. Okay, get a little more of that down here. If you haven't guessed, our little tadpole is going to have all sorts of colors in him. And we'll put some in here. All right. Well, I hate to say it, but I think that's it for me today. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope it's not too warm where you guys are at, or for that matter, too cold. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll list all the pencils and the inks that I used in the description box below. And I'm going to also see if I can check any of this off on Sammy's checklist. I'll leave that down below too in case you guys want to look at it. and participate in it. It's a kind of a fun challenge. So I will see you guys in the next video, part 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye now.